Hey everyone, so I am going to show you how to get started on your three styles drawing. We're going to talk really quick about how to quickly fold your paper into thirds. We don't want to press super hard on this because we don't want the lines to be permanent, but it's a quick, easy way to do this without measuring. So I'm starting with 9x12 paper. You can either work with your, let me fix the lighting on this. Whoop! You can work with your large paper or regular 8.5x11 paper. That's computer paper. If you plan on painting, do a heavyweight paper. If you don't plan on painting, it doesn't matter as much. So all I'm going to kind of do here is gather my paper up, kind of fold it together into a tube, like so. You kind of see it there. And once I have just barely on the edges of that tube, I'm going to flatten it. And this doesn't have to be exactly thirds, but it gets you pretty close. Once I have it flattened, I open it up, and I've got three sections. Now, because I'm on my webcam, it's a little bit easier to go horizontal, but if you want to go vertical or portrait, you certainly can with this. The important thing to keep in mind is that your realistic thing is going to be in the middle. It's important that you start with pencil, because of course you can always erase that pencil. So I have a picture of an owl that I am working off of, and it's got kind of a close-up of his face and the two wings off to the side. So I am, of course, putting his face in the more realistic center, so it's easy to tell what it is. And then I can have a little more fun with the wings when it comes to the abstract and non-objective parts of this. So I'm coming in, I'm sketching my owl. I'm starting with simple shapes, and then I will come in and make them more complex to fit the animal. And as I always say, draw light till it's right. When you're picking your reference, you want to be careful that you don't have an animal or plant that's off to one side too much. You don't want a lot of empty space. And now that I know where my ears are, I can come down. I know where this bit is. I know where his mask starts because I know where the ears stop. And I am focusing on some of those details because we are working with realism for that one. Come in. These are just the markings on the feathers. And I can choose whether or not I want to do this middle part in colored pencil or if I want to stay just in regular pencil. If you decide to keep it in regular pencil, I expect you... Sorry, I was concentrating. I expect you to do some shading on it. Don't just leave it as a contour outline. So I'm going to start coming in and show where some of these markings are on his feathers. I'm going to come in with his eyes too. He's got kind of like this white splorch here, and his eyes are really big. They're like here-ish. And as I'm happier with certain lines, I can come in and darken them up, because my lighter lines are going to be easier to get rid of. And he's got that inner pupil here that I would shade in, little shine. Same thing here, little shine. He's got kind of these feathery marks right around here. He's got lots of black marks here. And if you have really complicated markings on your animal, you can simplify them a bit. So we're going to say for now, I could definitely come in and change the texture on the feathers. See how I'm changing that simple shape to fit the animal a little more, mimic a little bit more what it looks like. But for right now, we're going to say this is good enough to go on to the next part.